And today we are going to start new chapter that is called as light, right? So let's start with the very basic thing. Consider if you want to see any object, right? Any object around you, right? You are now watching on the screen, maybe on mobile or laptop, right? Also, you can see a lot of things in front of you, maybe desk, pen, mobile, whatever is in your room. That is cupboard, you can see. Then the bed sheet, or we can say lamps, or any other objects, right? Okay. Or you do watch the TV also, right? So how how you can actually see those objects, right? First thing first, obviously, very simple thing. We need the eyes to see all those things, right? Okay. So eyes is the enough thing to see any object in the room or anywhere, obviously. Let's take example in let's say in the evening session or night session, we can say you're watching a TV, are very cool movies going on, and obviously, if the consider the light goes off, what will happen? TV will switch off. Then all the lighting in your room will be switch off. We can say. Now tell me, in that dark room now, can you see any object? You do have the eyes, right? Light is not there, but you still have the eyes. So now can you see the object? Obviously not, right? So what you do in that case? Obviously use the torch or mobile battery or candles, right? Then we can again see the all the objects. Obviously you cannot watch the TV once light is not there. You'll need the inverter for that. But just a basic thing I'm saying is that object you cannot see the object even though you have the eyes. So if I want to see the objects, first thing first we will need the eye. Can I say second thing is the light, right? So we also need the light, right? We cannot see the any objects by the light. Okay. So very simple thing. So let me ask you one more question. Consider, can you see this light? Right. The answer of this question is, we can say, it was in our first question, right? If you do understood the first question very clearly, then you can also answer this one. I will repeat the question. Can we see the light? Okay. What I asked in the first question, can you see the objects, right? What we need to see the objects, eyes as well as light. Okay. Now my another question is, can you see the light? Now, no, you cannot see the light. What you can actually see, you can actually see the reflection of light from the objects, right? So remember when you switch on your bulb, right, or tube, right, or any light source, we can say, how we cannot see the light coming or light passing through anywhere, right? What you can actually see is light is getting struck on, let's say, any object in your mobile. Light is on your mobile, goes on your mobile, and now it is reflecting, and then it is coming towards your eyes, right? So it is a very simple thing that we cannot see the light, we can see the reflection of the light, right, from the different objects. If the light is not there, we cannot see or any objects. We already have discussed that part, right? Okay. So but still normally we do say that we can see the light, right? Light has a different colors. So first thing first, we cannot see the light. Then we cannot see the objects if there is no light. Okay. So light is the important part who obviously as well as our human eyes, right? So light as well as human eyes are the important part to see any objects. But we cannot see the light. Anyway, we are going to say that yes, we can see the light, and light has a different colors, right? So what are the different colors we can see? Those are red, green. What else? There are Vibgyor, right? Vibgyor means what? There are seven different colors of the rainbow normally we can see. So all those colors we can see, and a mixture of all those colors also, right? If you mix, consider blue and green, you will get something. That color also we can see. So there are different shades, lot of shades. So we can see there are a lot of shades of the clothing colors of the clothing. Why? Because we can mix all those shades, right? But we actually can see only those seven fundamental colors, right? Vibgyor. Vibgyor means first one is violet. Then indigo, eyes indigo. B means blue. G means green. O means orange, then yellow, then red. So violet at the start, right? Or violet or red you can say, and red at the top we can say, right? So red to violet, all the colors we can see, right? So this is actually we call it as a light or visible light. Now, actually, visible light means what? It is actually the form of electromagnetic wave. It is wave actually, we can say, right? So when we get the light, where we get the light from? The very important source for light is sun, right? So we are getting the light from the sun. That sun is sending that light to us in the form of wave, which is called as electromagnetic wave. Now we are not going to go into the detail of electromagnetic wave, but whatever waves sun is sending, we can only see visible part of that. Visible part means I told you from violet to red. Only those part we can see, right? But sun also send a lot of different waves. You must have heard something like ultraviolet rays, right? Who is stopping that ultraviolet rays? Ultraviolet rays are harmful for us, right? So ozone, you must have heard something like ozone is around our Earth's atmosphere and it is stopping the ultraviolet rays from the sun. So can we see the ultraviolet rays? No, we cannot see those, right? There are other rays. You must have heard something like X-ray, right? When you are going to go to doctor for the bone fracture, hand fracture, like that. He gives you the X-ray. He take the picture of your bones, we can say, right? Actually, where the bone is broken, etc. Those are X-rays. We cannot see those, right? There are also radio waves are also there. What is radio waves now? We do use the mobile, right? Mobile we can call, then we can use the GPS, Google Maps, right? If you want to go anywhere, then you can talk, you can surf on the internet, right? All those things. How you can do that actually? Because there is nothing connected to your mobile, right? Mobile is the only simple device which is kept in front of you, but it is doing a lot of work nowadays, right? How you can surf the internet on your mobile? Because there are some waves coming from mobile tower, right? You must have heard the mobile towers. So the waves are coming from the mobile towers towards your mobile, we can say, and then we can use that internet surfing and etc. So those waves also we cannot see, right? Those are called as radio waves. So those are there are many different of waves, many different waves are there, and only some part of the wave we can see, as we already discussed. Those are violet to red part, right? Those waves we can see actually. Okay. So now we are talking about the light. So obviously there must be some objects which are giving the lights. Can I say that? Some objects are there which are actually giving the light, or let's say producing the light, right? Those objects we can call it like a star, we can say. Sun is giving the light, bulb is giving the light, torch is giving the light. All those objects are luminous objects, right? So let's watch one very funny video of this light, right? Then we can go ahead. Okay, so this is one of the ad. Let's watch this first. Okay, so that was one of the funny ad right? What they are doing here, they are we can say they are showing the similarity of the light source with the teeth, right? So that's exaggeration we can say, obviously, right? So they are saying that if you choose the happy time, then you get the teeth which are very sparkly, which are light producing, right? So this is the light we can say. So in that case, in this ad, which is practically impossible, right? In this ad, what can I say that teeth after chewing the chewing gum are luminous. Luminous means what? They are producing light. Okay. So again, what we can say that whatever sources, whatever objects, those are producing lights are called as luminous objects, right? So now let's see what we are going to study in this session. So today we are going to talk about something about the light. What is light, right? I already told you that light is what? Light is a form of wave we can say, right? Which we do get from the light sources. Our main source is which one? The sun we can say. Sun is our main light source. Then what makes things visible? How we can see the objects? We know that human eye is important. Then light is also important, right? Even though you have the eyes, working eyes, and if there is no light, we cannot see the object, right? Then luminous and non-luminous object. Luminous means I already told you that those objects which are actually giving light, producing light, are called as luminous light, and others which do not produce the light are obviously non-luminous objects. We can say, right? Then we are going to study what is transparent, translucent, opaque. You must have heard the transparent object. Right now in our home, right? We do have the windows, right? Tell me, those windows, can you see the outside of the window, even the window is closed, right? You can, if the glass, provided that glass which is on the window is transparent, right? So transparent means what? We can see the object which is beyond the window, right? And how we can see that object? We know the core object. We need two things. What? One is the light and one is the eyes. Then we will see in detail what how we can see the windows which are even outside the window, or objects which are outside the window, we can say. Then translucent, right? Let's see what are the translucent objects. Then opaque object, what are those? Now we are going to study about the ray and beam of light also, right? So we'll cover all these points today. So first of all, yes. So what makes things visible? We already talked about this one, right? What I can say, if there must be some source of the light. In this case, you can see source of our light is sun here, right? But we can only get the light from the sun in the morning, right? Or in the daytime, not in the morning, but in the daytime, right? Does that mean that sun is switched off in the night? No, right? Because why we are only getting the sunlight in the day, not in the night? Yes, right? Because Earth is spherical, and if the Earth is spherical, it is rotating. Okay? So when we come in front of the sun, then only we can get the light, right? When we rotate, we are also rotating with the Earth, right? So when we go on the back side of the Earth, right? Therefore, there will be, we can say, no sun, right? Sun is on the other side. So you can see for the half part of the earth there will be light, half part there will be no light. Simple. Okay, that thing. So that's why we often see is that if there is a light, there is daytime, say our country, then the other place, right? There will be night, right? And when we have the night, they have the day. Something similar like that, right? So time do changes there, we can say, right? So we can also search it on the YouTube, right? Time on the two different places are different, right? Because of only this thing, right? Okay. So what makes things visible? Again, source of the light we need. That source of the light, or that light we can say it is getting struck by this object. In this case, that object is apple, and then we can say that object is reflecting this light towards the human eye, and then we can get the sense of the light, and we can say yes, there is object, right? So consider, if there is no object, what would have happened? This light would have passed similar like this in the straight line, right? You can consider the thing. Suppose light is not only going on the apple, we can say lights are going everywhere, right, in every direction. So only this amount, let me use a different color here. Yeah, so only this amount of the light is obstructed by what? Apple. What about the other light? Can I say other light is passing just like that in the straight line? So what Apple is doing? Apple is changing the path of the light. Yes, light also travels in the same straight line, right? Remember, as a normal object, light also travels in the straight line. It also has some speed. It also needs time to cover its distance, right? Okay. So this object is changing the path of the beam of light or rays of light, I can say, which are appearing on that object. So those light only will get transmitted towards our eye, and other light will pass as it is. So we get the sensation that there is object, there is something here, right? What is the object? Whatever the amount of the light or the rays of the light it has reflected, right? We can pursue that this is the size of the, or this is the shape of the object. What about the color? Yes. Now color, we can say if there is any object, every object has tendency to absorb some color, right? Here in this diagram also, you can see all the 7 colors are coming there. So when we say light, there are all the 7 colors are in there. But this object is strongly reflecting the red color only. It is strongly reflecting this red, right? So first of all, we understood that what is the shape, how we understood that whatever is the light. Now consider this is the shape, right? Consider if this is the some shape or a shape. Right? Suppose if the light is coming from this side, here it will get reflect, here it will get reflect. What about the light coming from this part, for this part that's going straight? So what we can see, only this much part will get reflected. Light coming up to this point, light coming up to this point. So we know that it makes the particular shape, perfect shape of the object. Then only we can say that this is the shape. And about the color, as I said, that every object have the different properties to absorb the colors, right? So some properties could absorb the green color, some properties, some objects could absorb the red color, etc. Right? So in this case, if we can see the red color, what I can say, this object, this apple, is going to reflect most of the red color towards our eyes. Because from these 7 colors, we can say, therefore we can say this is red color, right? Then consider about the trees and leaves, right? Of the leaves have the green color, right? So what I can say, they have some properties that they will observe other colors, and it will give you only the green color. It will reflect the green color. Most percentage of the reflected rate will be green color. It is dependent on what colors are dependent on the wavelengths, right? Again, we are not going to go into the details of the wavelength frequency. Those are some mathematical terms. But just remember that every color have different wavelengths. So obviously that leaves or tree, we can say, is going to reflect some particular wavelength of the green color. So we can see those as green color, right? So this is how we can see the object actually. Okay. Then you can also see the second diagram. Yes, Earth is getting the light here, right? It's not very clear. So this diagram looks something like this, right? If this is the Earth, sun's light is coming from here, right? Consider up to here. Yes. So what you can see, light is only on this part of the Earth. What about this part? We can say this part is having the night of the day, right? The night we can say, and this is daytime. So people living on this side will have the daytime, and people living on the other side will have the nighttime, right? So like this, we can say we are getting the light from the our sun. So is our star of the galaxy, right? Okay, and it is the main source of the light, I can say. So let's move to the next point. Luminous and non-luminous objects. Luminous object means which objects? Those objects we can say which are producing the light. They can emit light, we can say, right? So object that can emit light energy by themselves are called as what? Luminous object. Okay. And objects that cannot emit the light by themselves are called as non-luminous objects. Okay, so main source we know sun. Sun is our main source, who is providing us the enough light. Right? In that funny ad of that funny ad, we have seen that teeth are the luminous in that case, right? But not practically possible. Okay? So here I can see some objects. In the first diagram, you can see that candle is there. Candle is producing some light. Right? How it can produce the light? Light is nothing but energy. Right? It is also the form of energy which is flowing in the form of wave, we can say. Right? So it is producing energy means what? When we burn the candle, right? There is a heat energy produced. Heat energy. Even when we switch on the bulb, we can say, or tube light, what happens? Heat energy is generated there, right? And that heat is actually, we can see those, this is the energy and this flows in the form of light. Okay. And as we discussed earlier also, that light falls on this object, any object we can say, get reflected, and we can get the sensation in our eyes. Right? If there was no object, light would have passed in the straight line. If the light passed in the straight line, we cannot see the object. Very simple to understand, right? Okay. So can I say candle is a luminous object? Yes. What about this object? This object is non-luminous. This book is non-luminous. Right? What about the screen? Screen of your mobile or laptop? Is it emitting some light? Yes, it is emitting some light also, right? Okay. So you can say this is the luminous object, yes. But if you turn off the mobile phone, what happens? The screen is not emitting any light, so it is not luminous object. Then if you start this torch on your mobile, it is going to give a light in the better intensity, better brightness, we can say. So rather than screen, we use as a torch as a luminous object, right? Most of the times when there is a light failure, we can say, or power failure. Okay. So these are some luminous objects. Let's see the examples. Yes, I can see the torch. I can see the sun, right? And this is the insect which can actually emit some light also, right? Right. It's called as kazwa, right? You can call this as kazwa, which can produce luminous or emit some light there. And what are the luminous objects? All your books, pen, you can say, table, your wall, your clothes, right? And even person in itself, right? We cannot limit the light, no? So therefore we can say those are non-luminous objects. Very easy to understand, right? Okay, let's move next. And let's talk about the transparent, translucent, and opaque objects. So here we can see, consider this blue disc type is there. So this is the material, this is the red, this is the purple material. What is happening in this case? In the first case, you can see for transparent, all the light passes through. Means, what is the meaning of that? If you apply, we can say, put the transparent material in front of torch. Let's say torch is what? Light source. You can take any light source. It could be candle, it could be bulb, it could be even sun, right? Then whole light is going to pass. There is no destruction, right? Okay. So you can say that that material is transparent, as we already have discussed. That window has glass material, right? The glass is what? Glass is transparent. So you can see the objects beyond your window, we can say. Right? Let's take this second example, translucent. Right? Before translucent, let's come to opaque. Opaque means what? No light passes through. Right? So you have the window. If this is your window, consider this is home, or consider this window we can consider, and around the window there is wall, right? If you want to take a look outside, what you do? You will go close to the window, obviously, right? Why? Because from the window you can see the objects. But from this wall, you cannot see the objects. Why this is happening? Because light can pass through the window, right? Light cannot pass through the wall. So I can say light, our window, that is glass actually, is a transparent. And glass, wall is our opaque. Right? So how this process works? Again, we know the basic concept that how we can see the object. Consider a tree is outside, and we want to see that tree. What you can do? You can just peek out of the window. But how we can actually see that tree? Right? In the daytime, if this is the tree, yeah, there is tree also, right? In this image, there is some leaf, I guess. If I want to see this leaf or let's say tree, sun will be outside also, right? So sun is what? Sun is doing what? Sun is sending the light in every direction, whether there is earth or not. Sun doesn't care, right? Sun is sending light in every direction. In similar way, it is going to obstruct this leaf also, right? This leaf or tree, I can say, right? Okay. Now, this tree is obstructing the path, that is a straight path of the light, I can say, and then it is getting reflected. It is getting reflected towards what? Again, if the one ray comes like this, it is going to reflect. How it will reflect through angle or straight line, we will see that in the next session, right? So it is going to reflect obviously. If it is going to reflect like this, towards the wall 2, towards the window 2. What is going to happen now? This light comes to wall. Wall is opaque. Opaque cannot transfer the light. It will not transfer. It will block the whole light. So from this wall, this light is not coming inside. So we cannot see. But about the window, what will happen? Window is transparent. It is going to send, it is going to allow the light through this window. Right? So through the window towards our eyes, we can say, once we get a sensation in eyes, we can see that what is the object of that leaf or tree or any other object, right? And we can also see the color. Why? Because this leaf is going to reflect some particular color, we can say, or wavelength, right? So this is the difference between opaque and transparent. Wall and our window, we can say, right? Now, so what are the examples? That our glass is the example. Then you can consider the example, spectacles, we can say, right? Specs, actually those are glass, right? Glass or fiber normally we use. But we can obviously see through the spectacles. Now, how we can see it very clearly, that is the topic for the next session. There is some lenses used, etc., etc. But now we just can consider that those are transparent things and we can see the objects, right? Because light is passing from, now I have the specs, right? If I have the specs, I can see the whole laptop in front of me. How? Because the light which is coming from where? Obviously, if I can see the laptop, there must be some light on, right? Bulb should be on, tube light should be on, right? If there is a power failure, what will happen? I would not able to see the light. Okay. Even how you can see me, that light is reflecting, then that reflection is going towards, now it's a camera and etc., etc., whole thing. But light is the main constituent of this, we can say, right? Okay. So as I was saying that how I can see the laptop? Yes, light is reflecting from the laptop and then coming into my specs, right? But consider if the specs was opaque. If they would have been opaque, I couldn't have seen anything, right? But they are transparent, that whole light is passing through the specs towards my eyes, then I can see the object, that is laptop, right? Okay. So this is the difference between transparent and opaque. So glass, window, we can say, specs, we can say, those are opaque. Then when you are driving the car, right, most of the part is metal, but you cannot put the metal sheet in front of you, right? That must be glass, right? Because whatever light are reflecting by the other objects, other cars, should reach to your eyes, right? Should reach to the driver's eyes, obviously, we can say. Okay, so that should be transparent. Okay. Opaque, what we can say opaque? Objects, yes, wall is our opaque object, right? Then what we can say, other things are metal part of our car is opaque objects. Then what about the mobile phone, right? Mobile phone screen, mobile phone, is it transparent? No, right? Mobile phones are not transparent. If you keep, suppose if you keep this mobile phone somewhere like this, right? Like this, or okay, what is going to happen? You cannot see me once the mobile phone is in between. Simple thing. Why? Because mobile phone is stopping the light coming towards you, right? That's the simple thing. Now, if can you make the transparent mobile phones? You must have seen the many ads or anything, etc. That transparent phones are coming. Right? Samsung is preparing, Nokia is doing something research on that. But is it possible? Because mobile phones have a lot of things inside it, right? If you open that mobile phone, you can see a lot of things. There are circuits and camera, that lens, batteries there, so a lot of things. So can you make that transparent? If you even try to make the top surface or bottom surface of the mobile phone transparent, how you can make the all inside things transparent, right? So now nowadays it's not easy, no, it's not feasible, we can say, to make the transparent mobile phone. Okay, so this is the opaque thing. So transparent, opaque, we understood. Transparent is going to let pass the light through itself. Opaque cannot pass the light through itself. Simple. Okay. Now let's talk about the third type, that is translucent. Right? So this is our translucent. Translucent means what? Here also in this diagram you can see that this is the object, translucent object, and only small amount of light is passing through it. Not whole light is passing, right? Very small amount of light is passing through it. And example you can take as sunglasses. We use the sunglasses. Sunglasses, there are many types, right? So black coating sunglasses. Then some children also like to wear those blue color glasses, red color, right? They shine like a red color. Right? Those are the sunglasses. Polarized sunglasses are there. So what actually sunglasses do? Why we use the sunglasses anyway? To look cool. That's right, obviously, right? We need to look cool. Therefore, we use the sunglasses. But what there is another purpose of sunglasses. What? Because in most of the times, we can say in the daytime, there is a lot of sunlight coming towards eyes, and that's irritating, we can say, right? Because in sunlight in our eyes, we can say that could be a little bit of harmful also, right? Even when we are driving or riding the bike, right? We don't need the glare from the sunlight, or you can see there are some mirrors of the other cars, the sunlight is getting reflected towards eyes. We don't want that, right? So therefore we do wear the sunglasses also, right? What sunglasses do? You can say those are tinted, right? If you do visit the sunglasses shop, you can ask that owner of the shop, right? What are those materials? They will say it is tinted. Tinted means what? Some film is attached to that on a sunglass, we can say. Right? Even in some cars on windows also we attach that tinted film there. What it does actually, it actually stops some of the light coming inside. Right? We don't want all the light. Right? Therefore, some light is blocked by this sunglass, we can say, and some light is allowed to pass. Okay, so this is called as translucent object. Means we can see the object through these materials, right? But intensity of the light will be very less. No, not very less, but enough, we can say, which we actually want. We don't need the harmful rays coming inside our eyes, right? Okay. So what I can say, transparent means it will allow all light. Opaque means it will not allow any light to pass. And translucent means our sunglasses, they could allow some light to through our eyes. Okay. So like this, even our windows sometimes have that black coating, if you do remember, because what happens in the daytime? Yes, daytime we can obviously see whatever is beyond outside the window, right? But if the glass was normal, what you do? Normally you switch on the lights, bulbs, right? Bulbs, tubes, etc. Right? So main source in the daytime, main source is outside. So every object in the outside is going to reflect the light, and you can see all those objects. What happens in the night time? There is no sun. Right? You are going to switch on the light. Right? So light source, main light source is now inside. That inside source is going to do what? It is going to put some light and objects in your room or you, and going to reflect through your glass window, right? So person who are outside, they can obviously speak in your home, right? We don't want that. Okay, so now you can see the glasses. They have some. They also have some tinted coating, we can say, right? Black coating. So that glass windows are good. Those actually, in daytime you can see the objects which are outside, but in the night time they are blocking the light which are going outside from your home, right? If they can block the light, obviously what will happen in that case? People or persons who are outside, they cannot see because it is blocking the light from going inside to outside, but they are allowing the light of the sun from outside to inside, right? So nowadays, the windows of your home must be like that, right? Glass windows, but they have some black tinted coating, you can say, right? Okay, so this is all about transparent, translucent, opaque objects, we can say, right? So there are many examples as we have seen in transparent, that our car's window, our home's window. So most probably most of the glass, we can say, transparent means most of the glass, we can say. Even the consider the water. If water is very clear water is there, then also we can say it is a transparent. Nowadays we do not see the transparent water, but there are some places, maybe there are many places, right? There are very clear water. Normally we say we can even see the inside of the water, right? That is we can call as transparent. So yes, water is a transparent, but what happens mostly in water, there is a lot of impure material is there, right? That is making the water transparent, or we can say translucent, right? We can see some of the part of that. Okay. Translucent means, yes, best example we can say is the sunglasses, right? That is our daily life example, we can say. And opaque, yes, we have considered this one. Wall is our opaque, or any most of the thing, most of the objects we can see, your laptop, your mobile, your notebook, your books, cupboard, right? Bag, right? All those things are opaque. They are not going to let the light pass through it. Simple. So this is about transparent, translucent, and opaque. Now let's move to the next part. Now we have seen that light moves, right? Light comes from, let's say, sun to our earth, right? Even in the night time also we can see some of the light. It's not like that there is complete blackout, right? Who are giving the light? Moon. Is moon luminous object? Right? We can see the moon, right? Light coming from the moon. But is the moon a luminous object? Now this is the important part to understand. Remember, moon is not the luminous object. Earth. Can Earth produce its own light? No. Earth is not the luminous object. All the planets are non-luminous. They are not able to produce light. So how we can see the light from the moon, right? In the night, sun is providing the light. Normally we say sun is providing the light in daytime and moon is providing the light in nighttime, but that is not true, right? Sun is obviously providing the light in the daytime. Sun is a star, so all the stars, yes, they can provide the light. Okay. So in the night, we can see a lot of stars, small stars, right? Those are obviously providing the light. Those are luminous objects. But moon is not, Earth is not, planets are not. Then how, the question remains that how the moon gives the light in the night. So what is happening in that case? Consider this is the sun. This is our Earth here, right? We know the Earth is rotating around the sun, right? And moon is rotating around what? Moon is rotating around Earth. Right. In daytime, there is a lot of light from the sun. We cannot even see the moon because light of the sun is going to, we can say, overcome that moon part, right? But when now consider, let's move back to our original diagram. Yeah, this is the diagram, right? This sun, Earth is here. So this is the rays coming from the sun. Sun is very big, right? Consider this is the sun. Okay. Now this part has the night. So these people are sleeping now, right? And consider moon is here somewhere. Moon is rotating Earth. We know that part. Yes. Now, as we know that sun is giving light to our Earth, similarly, sun is also giving light to moon, like this. And moon is what? Moon is object. What the object do? Object actually obstruct the light of the path, straight path we can say of the light, and reflect. Reflect means this moon is going to reflect right towards the people who is on the night side, right? Obviously it will also reflect here also, but anyway sun's light is very big intensity, so we cannot even see the moon's light. We cannot see the moon's light means what? We cannot see the moon as an object, right? Simple. So night people are going to get the light from this moon, which is reflected from the earth actually. So moon is just the object we can say. Moon is not the luminous object. It is just our normal non-luminous object. It cannot emit the light, even though we can see the moon. But yes, those small stars, right? Those, yeah, we can say those are objects. Why we can see why with their size is very small compared to our moon, right? Those are same stars as our sun, we can say, or I can even say our sun is a very small star, right? Compared to other stars. Other stars are very big in size, but we can see very small star, right? Small size. Why? Because they are at a lot of distance, right? Their distance is very high, large distance, right? And we know if the any object which is at large distance, those are very small, right? Sun is very close to us compared to other those, okay? Therefore, we can see the sun as a big size, right? But other stars are very small, okay? Now let's come back to our ray and beam of the light. So what is ray? Now we already know that light travel in a straight line, right? That's simple. You can see if this is the light source, right? Very big light source. Consider this is our sun, but we can also see some stars here. So instead of sun, any star we can see. So light is coming from this star like this rays, right? You can see all those small rays in the straight line. Okay. So that light traveling in the any direction in a straight line is called as ray of light. So what is ray of light? We can say one line we can say of the light is what? Ray of light. Simple. So light traveling any one of the direction in a straight line. So it should be straight line. It is called as ray of light. Then a group of light rays given out from source is called as beam of light. Simple. So group of light rays given out from source, we can call it as beam of light. Okay. Means if you consider this source, right, you must have seen this type of very powerful lamps are there, right? Most of the times they are used in decorations on 31st December, right? Most of the times we can see those very big decorations like this, right? Now here, this is in the Navy part, something I can see some gun also there, right? Gun is also shooting something there, and I think plane is moving from here, right? Now you actually, obviously plane is the object, right? If there is no source in the night time, sun is not there, we cannot see the plane because there is no light. So what they are doing here, they are focusing some light on that plane. You can see the plane is flying here, and then they are shooting that plane with the bullets, we can say, right? Like this. Okay. So this source is emitting a lot of rays, we can say, rays of light in a straight line. And that group, or we can say bundle of that light rays, it's called as beam. Now you can see it is clearer like a beam. It is going in a straight line like this, right? Then only we can see the plane there. So it is called as simple beam of light. Okay. So this is rays and beam of light, we can say. Then so this is the whole theory part of today's session. Let's try to solve some questions from this. So very simple questions, right? We have just taken the introductory part of this chapter. So explain transparent, translucent, and opaque object. We are seeing that transparent means those objects which will allow light to pass through them. Translucent means what? Some of the light will pass, like sunglasses. And opaque means what? They will completely block whole of the light, we can say, right? Simple. Next, if you are in a dark room, can you see the objects? Right? We discussed this at the start of the lecture, right? If you are watching TV at the night time and lights gone, power is cut off, then obviously there will be whole dark. You cannot see any objects. Now, what you have to do if you want to see those objects? Obviously, you will need the light source. It could be bulb, it could be tube, it could be candle, it could be your mobile torch or normal torch, doesn't matter. Simple. Then, which of the following is a luminous object? Luminous object means what? The object which are emitting some light. Is eye? Eye is a luminous object? No. What about planets? Planets mean moon. We just talked about that, right? Moon, planets do not emit any light. They just reflect the light which they get from the sun, right? So eye is not the luminous object. Planet is not the object. Yes, sun. Sun obviously emits the light in some waveform. Those we can call it as luminous object. Okay. Then light travels in circular, straight, parabolic, reverse. Circular, it is going like this. No, it is going in a straight line, right? So our answer should be straight path. What is parabolic path? Parabolic path means, consider if you throw any object somewhere, right? In the class, you must have playing that you make the wrap the paper in form of ball and throw or hit someone, right? Your friend or someone with that paper ball, right? Paper ball, you can say. When you throw it, it moves like this, right? So this shape is called as parabolic, or this path is called as parabolic, right? That paper ball is going to move in parabolic path. Okay, reverse path. Obviously, reverse doesn't make any sense. Reverse means what? You are going somewhere and coming back. It is going straight line. It is also follows reverse path, but we are not going to talk about the reverse path. We just right now we know that it is following the straight path, right? Then state the true or false. Wood is a translucent object. You know the translucent object means what? Like sunglasses, they should allow some light to pass, right? So wood is not translucent. It does not allow any light to pass. It is opaque object, right? So this is opaque object. So can I say this is false? Yes, this is false. Light traveling in any direction in a straight line is called as beam of light. In straight line, when light travels in a straight line, what we know? It is called as a ray of light, right? One straight line means one ray of light. And the group bundle of that ray of light is called as beam of light. So here, we can call this as ray of light, not a beam. So this statement should also be false. Okay. So this is the first introductory session of our light chapter. In the next session, we are going to study the path of the light. We know it is moving in the straight line. Then what happens in case of plane mirror, we can say, or spherical mirrors, right? So in spherical mirrors, you must have observed that in some, let's say, circus or Imagica or fun centers, right? They must have, there is a room of the different shape mirrors, right? Some are, those are actually spherical, convex, concave. They are surface like this, right? It is spherical, not a straight plane mirror, which we have in our home, right? So in that room, right, in circus, we can say there are different shapes of mirror, and you look into that mirror, you will become something flat or very slim like that. So those are the fun mirrors actually. How those mirrors works, why we do look distorted like that. We are going to see all those things in the next session. Okay. So if you do have any queries, put them in the forum so I can answer those queries. Okay. Chalo. So today I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.